Hello, welcome to Foliage. My name's John McDonald, and today we're going to make an arrangement that's been really popular over the last few years, and this is literally the hat box. So, hat box, it's as we say, it's a box. You can buy them specifically for putting floral displays in, and well, you can get them in a range of colours. It is exactly what you imagine it to be. So what I've done is I've lined this and I've put in some wet floral foam, and that's giving us a little bit of weight, but also it's giving us a base into which we can work. Now, the lining, I just used some cellophane and I've just trimmed it off, but if you wanted, you could leave a bit of a frill if you wanted to give it a decorative edge. Personally, I'd rather keep it more natural, so I just trimmed it right back. Now, we're going to put in a little bit of foliage first. So I've got a little bit of salal. And this is really a good arrangement for, like, say, thank you bouquets for mums or for a gift. Because it's a compact style, you tend to find that flowers last really well in this type of style. So if you think of bouquets like Biedermeier and the hand-tied ones that are more compact, they last well and they work well because they kind of create their own little environment. Now, I could make this all floral, or I could add a little bit of foliage, which we're going to do here. I quite like a bit of foliage, and I think it does give a little bit of a framework for the flowers. So this French ruscus and this salal is really just our kind of base. But the foliage that I want to sit as the main foliage is this beautiful eucalyptus. And I'm just looking at the bunches or the stems that have got nice multiple heads actually, so we can make use of that in our design. So really what I'm looking for is to create a bit of a framework for our flowers, but not for this to take over in any way. So we'll not go mad. We'll keep that quite simple. Now, flower-wise, I've got a lily, cymbidium orchid, a few carnations, and really roses as our bigger flower, and a few gerberas as well. So some nice flowers, and what we can do is we can work this in different ways. We could mix everything through to give just a kind of uniform look, or we can do groupings, and groupings I think would work very well in this. So what I'm going to do first is we'll add our lily to the centre, and I've removed the pollen from the lily head. This is important. You really don't want to have any pollen that may get onto people's clothes or damage anything. So we've created really a little group with this. Now our roses, then we can come in and do the same sort of thing. So just double check that there's no cover petals that you need to remove. And we want a nice clean cut with our knife. This will also make it easier for them to go in. So we've got a nice grouping of roses there. For our little orchids, this bottom of the stem is not so beautiful, but the top of our stem is quite nice. So I want to position that in, but I wanted to put two pieces together so we get a proper section of orchids that will look more special. So we're getting more impact by actually working them in this way. Now, I need to decide where I'm going to place our next thing. So I think we will have our carnations over here. Just because this is going to be a good opposite number for our roses, to be honest. And what I thought with this carnation was it gives a nice little touch of colour into our design. So it just takes it away from being too white. Sometimes things can be just a little bit all white, which in some ways can be a little bit boring. So we'll just add that. And I'm actually putting that one quite low there. We want this to be low and compact. We don't want it literally springing out at people. So as I'm placing flowers, I'm thinking about how they face. We want the flowers to kind of radiate out. We want them to have that nice effect. There's not a problem with that slightly overlapping. I think we can get away with that. So as you can see, we've got our groupings. We've got our carnations, our orchids, our roses, our gerbera, and really our lily is becoming like a little central flower. Now, I want to make a little bit of a feature as well and put in a ribbon. Don't want to really crush that though. So this was quite a nice ribbon that I found, and I think it goes quite well. Because of the colour of our container, it's not white, so we don't need the ribbon in that to be white. And I just want to do a little highlight of Gypsophila here, just to give us a little bit of texture. And it's a good addition beside the carnations. So we've got a nice arrangement there, but what I'd like to do is, I just need to get a wee wire for this as well. To me, it can look a little bit plain. So what we can do is we can add a little touch of beargrass just to give us an extra element of movement, of detail, but you could add whatever details you want. So if you wanted to add a little bit of diamante, you could put in a diamante pin or a butterfly. You've got the choice of whether you want to keep it just natural, or if you want to bring it up a level or bring it up to fit in with maybe a theme that is going on elsewhere. So I've put in the bottom of the stems of our beargrass, and I'm just going to take it to see where I want it to be. It's okay that we bend it back, and just making a loop with our wire, we can then make a little pin on the end there with our wire. This is where I really need glasses. And I don't know if you're the same, but I'm getting really bad at putting them down and not knowing where they are. And then I need a pair of glasses to look for my glasses, so that's not a good thing. And we'll just add that little detail there. So essentially we've got a very simple arrangement in lots of ways. You're just cutting material short and placing it in. But you want things to face the right way, and you want to add a level of detail that will make it interesting. So we've got really special flowers with our orchids. We've got this nice detail with the beargrass, which is giving us a little bit of an overlay to our arrangement. And we've got a nice interesting feature with this ribbon as well. So all in all, an easy to look after arrangement that anyone would love if they get given it as a gift or a thank you. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. We do new videos every week, and we would love you to join us for our next design. If you haven't already done so, then click here to subscribe, and we hope to see you soon.